Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May 2017 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, Town of Carmel. Board members' names are in front of you. On the docket, Mike Carnazza, Code Enforcement Officer, and Greg Fulchetti, Town Council, are with us this evening. The way we operate is we'll hear the case. I'll swear you in unless you're an attorney. So only those who will be speaking. You have an opportunity to speak. We'll hear the case, we'll close the public hearing, or hear a motion to close the public hearing, after which point there is no input from the public. So if you will all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. All right, our first case tonight was held over from last month. Is number 1, Sandra Gershenson. Sorry. Sorry. Yes. Just do me a favor and speak clearly into the microphone as best as possible. This is being recorded, so for minutes that can be kept for record. So raise your right hand.
Oh,
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
yes, I do.
And state your name and address for the record, please.
Sandra Gershenson, 471 Bullet Hole Road, Mahopac, New York, 10541-2608.
Okay, wow. Precise. Let us know what you're trying to do, or
Excuse me?
let us know the variance you're seeking here.
I have some sheds, and I have one in my yard and 2 in my driveway. And when I put them up at the time, I didn't know that I didn't know about variances and how far it could be from my property. They're just sheds that snap together. They're Rubbermaid. I put them up myself. So I didn't know they needed building codes and building permits and variances and things of that nature.
All right, so you're 7 feet, a 7-foot variance on one shed is required and a 5-foot variance. You didn't realize you needed a building permit?
They're plastic sheds that snap together. I could take them down and flatten them out in just a few minutes. As a matter of fact, during Hurricane Sandy, one of them blew apart. So I thought you needed building permits for permanent structures, and this didn't seem very permanent to me.
All right, is there any property that you could purchase to bring this into conformance? Is there any property adjacent? Most likely not. Is there any property adjacent that you could buy to bring this into conformance?
No, but I do have a letter from my neighbor who the permits, who the sheds are adjacent to.
Okay.
We have an excellent, can I bring this to you?
Yeah, you can submit that for the record. And who was that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's my neighbors, this is David and Evelyn Santana. We have a wonderful relationship. We're like family. We're not even like neighbors anymore. They've been there over 20 years. I've been here almost 40
And
years.
they were here previously last month for their sheds?
Yes.
I believe, right?
And they probably gave you the same letter, because we all signed that. Because we have no problem with each other. As a matter of fact, for a long time, after the hurricane, the fence came down, and their dog used to come in my yard. And
I was gonna say, I think I recall seeing a fence between the 2 sets of sheds.
no, the fence was there actually prior to either one of it. Prior to them moving in, the fence was put up by the previous neighbors.
Okay. I'll ask the board, any questions? Mark?
No questions?
No question.
Bill?
No question.
You have a third shed also that's not before us, right?
Right, because it's.
No, they're all there. They're all on there. 2 in the driveway and 1 in the yard.
What do you use the sheds for?
The one in the yard is for my yard equipment. I have a riding mower, John Deere riding mower. Got to protect my John Deere. And, and I have a wood chipper and some other things back there. And in the front, I have my snow plow. I have a brother who moved in and brought all his stuff with him. That's in the other shed.
Thank you.
If you could throw my brother out, I could get rid of one of those sheds.
You have to amend your application.
We typically don't like front yard sheds, so I was wondering, would you consider moving the one that's closest to your neighbor to behind the fence? So it wouldn't be so obvious that you have 2 sheds in the front?
I don't think that I can. The property in the back isn't level. These sheds are actually on a paved driveway, because I don't have a garage. So these were kind of in place of the garage. So they're at the back end. They're actually just slightly back from my house. I think you can see in the picture, they're like just at the edge of the house, so they're
Yeah.
level with the house.
Yeah, but you don't think you could move them?
They wouldn't stand back there because there's no foundation. Like I said, they're just plastic. As a matter of fact, the one that I used to have in the backyard was always sinking and sagging and leaning one way or the other, and with the weight of the things inside, it just wouldn't work in the back.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't look ugly or anything. You could see in the pictures, it doesn't look bad.
Just try and keep sheds out of the front yard, you know, out of eyesight.
Can we call them little garages?
Sure.
Not by the terms of the town, but they're sheds.
No,
Silvio, anything?
no questions.
All right, does anybody in the public have any input or questions on this application? I'll look for a motion to close the hearing on this.
Motion to close?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
So
You
I
can
don't
stick
get in-
around and wait for our decision, or you can go home and watch it on TV, because it's being broadcast live.
Oh, God, I'm gonna be on TV?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
No,
No, no,
don't
you're-
say that.
You've already been.
And your brother-in-law's watching, or your brother.
Say hi. Look up there, say
Oh,
hi.
my God, oh, my God. I would have done my hair. No, I don't, do you send me something? Do you mail me a
Or
letter?
you could check with the
Dawn
building
or
department
Rose.
tomorrow, with either Dawn or Rose in the morning,
Oh, okay,
all right?
okay,
But I have a feeling tonight's gonna be a quick night, so if you want to stick around,
okay.
all right?
Be careful
Well, I'm
when you,
sick, if you guys don't mind catching it.
be careful.
Well, in that case, go home and watch it on TV.
Your dragon's up.
I'll just sit here and go straight.
There you go.
All right, application number 2 is Tabitha Garcia. Good evening. State your name and address for the record, please.
Tabitha Garcia, 318 Overlook Court, Carmel, New York, 10512.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Let us know what you're trying to do.
So I also have sheds, but they were there actually when we bought the house, so we didn't realize that there was any issues.
And they never got picked up on title
They never
search?
got picked up by anything. And so I received a notice in late October, because I guess the previous owner had tried to get approval for the sheds. Somehow or another, I guess the paperwork fell through the cracks, and so then I just received this notice in October, and here we are today.
All right, basically, they're attached, but they're not connected, or they're right next to each
No,
other,
they're
right?
two separate sheds. One's more of a plastic one, and then the other one actually has foundation, where it's supposed to sustain like hurricane winds and all that. When we purchased the home, that's what the previous owner told us.
Okay. And it's right up against the fence?
Pretty
the
much,
adjacent
yeah. That
fence?
one is right on the fence.
And I saw it from the neighbor's side.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, you
All you
came.
can see is really just the peak of the roof if anybody
Mm-hmm.
went out there, so it's not too obtrusive. Not, I mean, it's a 9-foot variance, but because of where it is with the fence, I don't think it's too bad. So there's no property you can buy to bring it into conformance?
No.
And what would be the value to, if you had to move the shed? It would
I
be
have no idea,
kinda
but I
costly,
mean,
right?
for the one that's on, it has like a cement block, so I don't even know, we would have to like totally rip it apart, I guess.
Okay. All right, Silvio, any
No
questions?
questions.
Rose?
No, it's very well screened.
Bill?
No questions, thank you.
No question.
No questions on here, nothing? No questions. All right. Do we have any input from the public on this application? Nothing over there, right? All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night. All right, number 3, Alan Hand.
Evening.
State your name for the record, please.
Alan Hand, 12 Shell Lane, Mayapack, New York, 10541.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us know what you're trying to do here.
I am trying to retain a shed on my property that, when I purchased the house 35 years ago, there was one of these aluminum sheds there, and I just replaced it, and it wasn't until this fall, when I started cleaning behind the shed, I found the stake, the pin for the property line, that I realized I was a little bit too close. But if you would, I don't know if the picture shows it there, but the last previous owner and the owner before that, the way the property is set up and been used for the last 2 owners, it looks like I'm way past the variance as to how the property was used. I have a photo of it. It looks like I have much more room on my left. than the shed is. There is, the lawn has been mowed and used for 35 years as, seems like it's my property, but it, in essence, is my neighbor's property. But that goes back to the last two previous owners. When I purchased the house, there was things there that made us assume that it was our property.
All right, it's not an extreme variance that you're looking for. I was out there the other day. It's well screened by woods in the back and far enough away from your neighbor's houses. It's well kept and maintained. Is there any property you can buy to bring it into conformance?
No, the rest of the property on my.
Your landmark.
Is all rock ledge.
Yep.
And the only other place would need a variance also.
And what would be the cost to relocate that? It would be kind of
I
expensive.
checked into is $2,800
Okay,
to move it, and still wouldn't be,
it won't be cost effective.
really, it's all rock ledge in the back of my house.
Okay. Anybody on the board have any questions or concerns? No questions. Here,
No questions, thank you.
it seems like it's shed night tonight, I
It is
guess.
shed
I think
night
so.
tonight.
We're shedding ourselves. Any input from the public on this application? All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Semper Fidelis.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
All right.
Number 4, Benno Frankfurter, Jr. Good evening. State your name for the record.
Benno Frankfurter Jr., 23 Walnut Drive, Mapac, New York, 10541.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Ben, just do me a favor, turn the microphone up to you, yeah, so they can pick it up on the camera. That's perfect.
All right.
Let us know what you're looking for here.
To construct a front porch with a ramp, a handicap accessible ramp, my wife needs to get in and out.
Okay.
She uses, we're getting a wheelchair. It's pending, that's coming in pretty soon, I think in June. So she needs to access to be able to get in and out.
Okay, so you're not, you're only coming out off the house, how far?
I have to look. Yeah, it's a few feet past where I think you need 45 feet of frontage.
Well, it requires 40
foot-
feet, and you have
40.
30 feet that's, you're gonna have to the property line. So you need a variance of 10 feet, but what I mean is, how far off the house now is this ramp?
It looks like it's gonna be 8 feet. if you
Yeah,
read.
there's a set of steps there right now, so
It's hard to read this little sketch here.
I have a copy of the plans, if that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most certainly.
That'd be great.
They're kind of crude, but I think that it'll explain it.
Well, you've already submitted it to Mike's?
Mike saw them, but,
I
you
saw the
know,
plans. I thought the plans were being given to you guys. with
Oh.
Yeah.
all
No,
the-
all we have is a survey.
Just the site plan.
Basically, coming out the front door will be the ramp down here. This will be front porch area, and the steps coming down. It'll
Okay.
look like a front porch, and the ramp will be hidden.
And what you have now is just steps right up
I
against
just
the
have
house?
Basically, this. Well, they're a little bit shorter. It's a concrete.
Oh, so this will be a covered porch? You have
Yeah, it'll be a covered
columns and,
porch. It'll look like, just like a porch, but they'll have the ramp coming out to the side. The reason I want it covered is because I don't need snow and ice built up on this thing.
yeah, that'll be
No, no,
more of a burden. Okay, makes sense. You submitted this to Mike's department
I
already?
didn't I don't know if I submitted anything.
Well, you did, because I denied you to the zoning board, so that's what you
Yeah,
gave me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Should we have him submit this, so you don't have, do you have a copy of this?
I could give you that, and I have, I have it on the computer, I could just print it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can make
I was
copies of
gonna say,
that.
Just submit this for the record, Sylvia, if you don't
Yeah, I'll
mind putting
put
that
it
in. I was out there the other night, it was late and dark, but it didn't seem like it was too encumbering on the neighbors, and you're pretty far off the street.
7450.
And
Yeah, I
some
didn't-
decent landscaping and stuff, so.
Yeah. Like I said, it'll look just like a front porch.
Yeah, and what kind of roof is it? It's just
I'm
a,
gonna continue the roof line with the, whatever the shingles are, the same kind of shingles.
no,
coming
but I
out.
mean, what style roof? It's gonna be like a shed roof coming off, or is it gonna be gabled?
Yeah, it'll be a shed roof coming off. I think it's called a colonial cape. So it's dormered in the front, the roof comes down, and then the shed will continue.
Okay. Yeah, so it won't be too.
I mean, the shed, the roof line will continue.
Okay. All right, any questions or concerns from the board?
Done. No questions,
Here.
thank you.
All right, thank
Any
you.
input from the public on this application? I'll look for motion to close the hearing. Do
Motion to close?
I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Number 5, Real and Izzo. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
No, that's exactly right.
State your names for the record, please.
Dale Reel.
Kathy Izzo.
We live at 33 Lakeside Road, Mayapack 10541.
Okay, raise your right hands. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so
Yes,
help you God.
I do.
Thank you. And I'll remind you, just speak into the microphone if, he'll do all the talking? All right. He's the boss. All right, let us know what you're trying to do here.
We'd like to build a garage. We have none. We've owned our home since August 1985. We like our neighbors in the community. We've always wanted to have a garage because of the weather and our need for storage space, but we couldn't afford one because we had to rent an apartment in New York City. We've now closed our business, which is where we needed the apartment, and first we moved everything from our apartment into our house, and then we moved everything left over from our business into our house. So
Crowded house. It's a famous band.
And I have pictures just to, I mean, I put these into the,
What's not in the house is in storage.
Thank you.
Understood.
Okay, I got you. Crowded house.
Yeah, it's it's a small house, 2 bedrooms.
Done.
Okay, it's not very uncommon for that neighborhood. It's, everybody's doing it who has property across the street, to the lakeside. I think most of those houses do have the adjacent property, correct?
yes.
Right, okay.
And I actually counted them. 13 of the 19 houses on our street have space with garages. I mean, the ones that have across the road property, and 9 of the 13 have second stories.
Okay. No plans for running water?
No, we want to put in rain barrels, actually.
Okay. That's running water of the natural type, not from the
Right.
man-made type.
So, okay, no, that's why I
Okay.
volunteered it, right.
I would assume you're gonna have electricity, but just for convenience outlets and.
We would need,
All right,
we would.
We have a concern to make sure it doesn't turn into an apartment, and we've.
No,
we've-
we
we've had-
understand.
We
No
we usually
bathroom.
make that condition, okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I know you're a little closer to the front of the road, and if anybody was out there, it's because it steep slopes up right directly behind where the garage would go, so the need for the frontage is such. More pictures?
Oh, more pictures. Only because you asked.
You gotta love technology.
You know what I'm saying? Closet.
Okay.
We'll just get it done, thank you.
I guess to illustrate that we have a tidy yard and we like things to look nice, and on the other hand, across the street is our jungle, and we like natural life, actually. In fact, we want to preserve as many trees as possible in the construction.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. And our neighbors, by the way, we've asked our immediate neighbors, and they have no concerns about the plans, the ones on either side.
All right, anybody on the board have any questions or concerns?
I don't have any questions.
John, how would we condition it with this rainwater? Just no plumbing, or how do we condition something like
It's
that?
something.
Yeah, no
that you
plumbing,
can't-
the rainwater's, he's just collecting it to water plants.
So
It
just
comes
say no
from the
plumbing?
gutters and leaders and
Okay.
collects the barrel.
But you have to
Could
put
use
in
it
a
for-
pump, I think, we want to be able to,
Pump
distribute
it
the
out
water.
and water the garden and.
Yes,
whatever.
exactly, exactly.
Just want to know how to condition
It's
it.
being very lead.
No plumbing.
It's very lead.
Yes, yeah.
lead,
And plus, it's
statute.
there, and there's too much water as there is, so it's better to,
This is yours.
That makes sense. All right, any input from the public on this
Accessory to the
application?
principal.
Guys, you left, okay?
I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
folks.
you.
And finally, tonight, number 6, Jan L. Properties Incorporated. Joel, good evening.
Good evening.
You all know who you are. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. What do you got?
If anyone's been out to this property, this is at the back, at the end of Loopy Court. And right in front of this particular piece of property is the building that Wayne owns. And basically, what he wants to do is there's a lot in back there, which was part of the original subdivision of this property. It was called for water treatment area. The rear of that lot is where the septic system is. And then there's a 75-foot easement for New York State Electric and Gas. So if you've been out to the property, you'll see that there are no trees. There's a lawn there which is maintained on a regular basis to keep it neat. And what we want to try to do is to have 6 of these storage units in the back. They're not visible from the street. They're not visible from any area. And they're located based on the fact that the New York State Electric and Gas, NYSEG, has that 75-foot easement, so therefore, the only area left for these units would be the 25 feet between the New York State Electric and Gas easement and the property line.
All right, so that's all septic up there, and what does it, pump up?
Yes,
And then filters down as all the fields?
correct.
Okay. There's storage units there already? There's like
Correct.
3 or 4, so you're looking to
Well,
get
right
those-
now, they're sort of, here and there, not organized. What we want to try to do is, if you look at the drawing, is to have 6 units organized and with the same setbacks, and then, we can landscape in front of them and behind them so that it looks neat. But visibility, as you can see, this building, this L-shaped building in front of it, basically screens the entire, all of the
All right,
storage
what
units.
what is the need, what is the use of
Each
these
of
containers?
these units in the building have need for storage for their products, so they store them there, they come back into their units and use them and sell them. So that's basically what,
So what kind of products are being stored in there? I know there's the Taekwondo studio, but what other businesses are there?
there's a pool place where they store some of their equipment and stuff like that. What else besides the pool store?
The auto parts place,
You got to get up to the microphone.
If you're going to speak, come on, I'm going to swear you in.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
State your name, I'm sorry.
Wayne DeRosa,
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
yes,
And
So-
what you were saying, I'm sorry.
that's okay. There's the pool store for the chlorine chemicals. You don't want to put them inside the building. There is a, a turf supply company, which they do all the golf courses and such like that. There's another international company that works with motors and such like that. They get shipped from Germany, so they're so heavy, they put all their product in there, and then once they work on them, they ship them right back out and such
All
like
right,
that.
so it's not rental units to the public
no,
or
no,
anything?
no.
It's rental, or it's storage units for the
For the
building
indi- for the
occupants?
sto-
of
For
the
the
building in
individual
front.
units that are in the building.
All right,
yes.
and there was what, like 4 or 5 there already?
I think there were,
or
how many
3?
are there now, 3?
Four.
There are 4 there.
Four, okay. And right now, they're right up on the property line, right next to the parking lot, so you plan
Correct, so
to
we
set
have,
these
we're
back?
moving- setting them back. If
So you
you
gotta do some
recall,
excavation?
there's a curb there now, and the units are about maybe a foot behind the curb.
Yeah, exactly.
But the property line is probably, if you look at the line, you see the double line is the curb, and then behind that is the heavy line, which is the property line, and then will be 10 feet behind that.
So, but your frontage then would be 10 feet, so you need a variance of 30.
Right.
I don't know if there's any concern about pool chemicals as far as, Mike, fire hazard, is there any concern about? Hey, Mike? The type of materials, like pool chemicals being stored in these containers, is that an allowed
Sure.
use
Yeah,
under this?
just, they have to have all
circumstance?
the paper for
Yes.
it, that's all.
And if you don't mind me saying, I know I did speak to the owners.
MSD
They did, especially when they went in there, probably about 10 years ago, and updated always through the fire department has everything on record. And, they are going to get that information to you, Mike, as of our last meeting. They are.
Yeah, it's required to have the MSDS sheets, or whatever they're calling them today.
STS sheets.
Yeah, they change the names every
Right.
3 years.
So this is your property, though? It's part of this lot?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not part of that
Well,
lot.
it's not
It's
part of the
it's
property.
another lot.
It's a
It's a
separate
corporation.
lot. as part of the overall subdivision. But
Okay.
In other words, they created 1, 2, 3, 4 lots, and this lot was the lot that was used for the septic system for all of the.
For the whole complex.
And they
common-
provided
common
the,
septic area.
and they provided the parking spot required.
Oh, really?
And also, yes, the way the parking works, it's 1 space for every 1,000 square feet. So if you add up the square foot of each of these 6 units, it comes out to 920 square feet. So we're required to have 1 parking space, which we showed the planning board, which is right here.
Yep,
in the
I see it
left-hand
now,
corner.
okay. All right, we'll poll the board. Mark, any questions?
No questions?
No questions.
Bill?
No question.
No?
Is there going to be any illumination of this area?
So they're gonna have
Oh, no, well, there's just basic lighting on the back of the,
If you look at the,
Yeah, it was back
just
in the building.
whatever's
building,
existing now for driving around the complex and
So no
such like that. There's
special,
not gonna be any, no,
no
nothing,
special
no,
security
absolutely not.
lighting or anything like that?
No, no, just whatever we have in
Whatever's on the
existence
back of the
is
building,
just
yeah.
gonna be there. There's gonna be no extra.
I have nothing further, thanks.
I know they're silly questions, but they're for the record. Electrical and plumbing, is there gonna be any electrical
No,
in there? Do you need ventilation or some kind of fan work for those
Actually, the one
chemicals?
for the pool store, it's already vented, and I do have a photo if you wanna see it.
Yeah,
Not mechanical or electrical, it's just a.
No, no, just one of the fans yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
whoops.
It's all right. There you go. Go ahead. That one.
why not a permanent structure? Why don't you, I mean, this is the first time in all the years that I've been on the board that I've seen anyone ask for a variance of this type. Usually it's more of a permanent structure versus something like
Well,
this.
because these are individual units, each one has their own unit. There are 6 spaces in the building, and they just want storage units. We're not gonna build a building for this. These
I
are
don't think you
prefab
can build
units
anything
that-
big enough because you'll encroach into the fields.
And plus the
Septic, you
fact,
gotta be worried about that.
John's right. If we actually built a building here, we couldn't, because the New York State Electric and Gas easement leaves us 25 feet.
Okay. And you're not gonna be coming back for any more storage spots?
No.
We're gonna max it out at 6 units?
Yeah, that's all we can get.
I don't think you can
Okay.
get any more on that road.
Fine,
Can't get
just
any
wanna
more.
make sure.
No, no,
It
it's
works
fine.
out to 1 per unit, correct?
Correct,
is
one
correct.
per unit.
Because it's a condo.
Yes.
That's correct. That's correct.
Now, I do recall when I was there the other night, there's 2 more down in this
Well,
area.
that's not on our,
no.
go ahead, explain that,
The one that is behind my unit,
over here.
the one that's off to the side, is what we wanna put
Move in the
on
back,
that
okay.
side. And the other one that's on the other side has gotta get rid of. And one is not even a part of, the association. Go ahead.
It's not on your property.
And it's not on our
That's
property.
correct.
So that's probably
This
violated.
is all being taken care of through our department.
Oh, yes.
With the legal system.
Just making sure here.
So we'll condition it that no more than 6 units will
No,
be on?
absolutely no more than 6.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we can do that.
Silvio, anything?
No questions.
All right, do I have any input from the public on this application? All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thanks, guys.
I'm exhausted, do we take a break?
Straight through?
Yep.
You guys good?
No, I think I wanna take a break.
Straight through? Greg, you all right?
Greg is at the edge of his seat over there. You can see him.
All right, at this point, we're going to adjudicate. There's no input from the public on any application, so please refrain from comment or questions. Let's see, application number 1, Sandra Gershenson. I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have a discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, granted. You could go home. Feel better.
It's already on TV.
Check your local listings.
It's live.
On right now.
Five.
It's on right now, and then they rerun it 3 more times.
Action on pay-per-view.
Good night. All right, number 2, Tabitha Garcia. I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, number 3, Alan Hand. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Granted. Number 4, Frankfurter. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant. Motion to grant.
There you go.
Do I have a second?
Second.
No conditions or concerns on that one, right? So,
No.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, granted. Number 5, Real and Izzo. Do I have a motion?
This is you.
Motion to grant with the condition that there'll be no plumbing in the structure.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, granted. And number 6, Janelle Properties. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant with the condition that there'll be no more than 6 units in the rear. And should we include no electrical and no plumbing?
Sure.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have minutes from March 23rd, 2017. I have to recuse myself. I was on vacation. Do we have,
I have to recuse from both minutes because I wasn't here. I was
Okay.
teaching.
do we have a motion to accept the minutes from March 23rd?
Motion to accept.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and minutes from, good night, guys. Minutes from April 27th. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I think that was almost record time for 6 applicants.
Have a
All right.
great Memorial Day, everybody.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the veterans out there and their families. Enjoy the holiday.